Houston. Let's go!
Look at those long legs fly.
There's a party going on around town. It's one rowdy cowboy throwdown here in H-Town, where we're stronger than a hurricane.
What an outstanding competition.
From miles around, the best of the best come here to put their tough to the test. Give it all for gold or go home broke.
Holy smokes, that's a lot of horse.
Welcome to the show, welcome to the home of the world's biggest rodeo, where the stars light up the night underneath that Texas sky.
Look at that.
Are you ready for a ride? Yeah, you better buckle up and hold on tight, where the Bayou City streets meet the country roads. Welcome to
A
the show.
hard-running steer, but he handles it.
Welcome to the show.
That's perfect.
And here we go.
Hello, Houston. Yes. Listen to that. Well, I'm Bob Tallman along with Boyd Polhamus and Andy Seiler. We don't get to stand up 20 days a year and talk about $2,533,000. To all of the rodeo committees all over the United States, Canada, Mexico, and any place else in the world, we're the most blessed three to represent Rodeo Houston. And when you think about that kind of money, there's going to be a lot of young people new to this event that are going to get rich this year.
And there's going to be some guys that have already got rich in Houston trying to do it again. And that's the guy that I talked about yesterday, Leighton Berry. It's the second round of Super Series 2, and he's the defending champion of Rodeo Houston. So what did he do in the first night of Super Series 2? Win the round with an 83-point ride. So the back-to-back and defending Rodeo Houston Bareback champion is trying to three-peat, and I'm going to keep bragging on him until he gives me a reason not to.
Well, good things come in threes, right? So Brittany Posey-Tanazi is a three-time world champion, but it surprises me that this lady, who is going to have a Hall of Fame career once she's done, has never won this rodeo. She's won over $3 million, 3 world titles, and we've got a great story we'll tell you a little bit later on about the horse she's riding, but she's never won this close to home.
It's going to be an exciting rodeo, so let's meet the fourth member of our broadcast team. Hello to Janie Johnson.
Hi, Boyd. I'm back here behind the bucking chutes, but across the arena is the star stage where Bailey Zimmerman will be performing in just a couple of hours. But in terms of picks, I'm looking at the breakaway roping tonight. Jordan Jo Hollabaugh, she's a 2-time national finals breakaway roping finalist, an average winner, and it was actually her horse's first ever professional rodeo, and they won second place. So now they're settled in, they're nice and at home, and she loves absolutely everything about Rodeo Houston. I think she'd like it even more if she could get the win.
I bet she would, Janie. Thank you for that. Let's go to our first contest, the Tied Down Roping. And it is being brought to you by our friends at Boot Barn. Who did it the best on opening night? 28-year-old Bull Pickett from Caldwell, Idaho. Took all the cookies in the cookie jar. Even though that calf stuck his head underneath his leg, he was able to bounce back in a hurry. He picked up $3,000, and we're about ready to go.
All right, pig and string in your mouth. Tuck it through a belt loop. Check your rope. You've already checked your cinch. That's the way it ought to be, Luke. Luke Potter, 35th. I'd say he's in the top 40 for the world, 25 years old from Kansas. He is the 2020 Resisto Rookie of the Year. That's big. But folks, he was 11 flat last night. It doesn't make any difference anymore. It's all about what you win today. Coming back in here to try to do it again tomorrow. Get him up, get him over. String gather on a Charlotte calf, and we're done.
Well, obviously you want the fastest time possible. There were a few little hiccups along the way. 10-7 is going to be a solid time for Luke Potter, but it's got me nervous because You got guys like our defending champion coming up next from San Angelo, and we asked Ty Harris, what would it mean to win this rodeo back-to-back?
It would mean the world. You know, I'm trying not to worry about the finals. I'm trying to worry about tonight. I got a little money last night. I'm trying to stay ahead of the 8 ball and get a little more money and keep advancing.
So there's a little bit of difference in humidity in Harris County than there is in Tom Green County. And so a guy from dry West Texas is going to show a little more sweat, but he's calm. He knows what he's doing. The number 4 ranked tie-down roper in the world. A 6-time NFR qualifier. No. Well, that's gonna move him down to a 1-header. Okay. He did get a little bit of the money last night, so he's got 1,501, but it'll all boil down to tomorrow.
So here is our champ from last night, Bo Pickett of Caldwell, Idaho. The long, tall drink of water from the Treasure Valley tied one in 9-3. And if you go back historically with the data that we collect, usually if you win $3,000, you're in a great spot to move on. Stay aggressive, Bo.
Now got to get that calf up, flank him, string him, and tie. 10-8, just 1/10 of a second off the lead. So the way things went, it turned out to be a pretty good run. This guy was a great basketball player in high school. Now, to stay in shape, he'll play a little tennis when he's on the road. He's 6'1", 205 pounds, and that's a perfect build for a calf roper. He has proven it.
Well, a perfect build for a Cajun if you come from my way, Louisiana. The 26-year-old in the top 40 needs to move up about 30 spots. Zach Youngblood. He's won $800,000 in the last 4 years. That's not bad. What do you do? 8, 9, 10 seconds at a time to win $200,000 a year. Oh boy. 3 swings. He's to him. The clock's running at 6, now 7. Get out of there. 10-2. 10-2. Not going to hurt your feelings, honey.
He won $94,000 just at the national finals last year. So he's making sure he ties him tight, that's for sure. So Youngblood now moves to the number 1 spot with the 10-2. Projected right now, if it stays there, he'd have $3,250 won, but there's a lot of guys to go. We're only halfway through. So last year, this guy in a lot of rodeos would have been the co-champion because he tied with his brother on Championship Sunday, but in Houston, we don't like ties, so they had to have a rope-off. Joel Harris versus Ty Harris. One of the most memorable moments in Rodeo Houston history. Who he knows he drew a runner. He spanked that horse with the rope. So we won't show a replay of this, but you need to know that Cowboys scout the calves. There it is. We are going to show you one. But Cowboys scout the calves the same way a football team scouts its opponent. Joel knew that calf was going to run and run hard. So he spanked that Palomino horse, and any performance where both Harris boys don't end up with money is a weird performance.
But if you're 19 years old and you're Pecos Tatum, your mindset goes into attack mode. He won $750 last night, the first calf he ever roped inside NRG Stadium. So the Turquoise Circuit Finals champ, who I first saw at the Junior NFR in Las Vegas, knows that if he can be 10 flat, he will win no worse than 3rd in the round. If he can get down in the single digits, Bobby T, that would be even better.
Well, we've seen him rope them in 7s, 8s, and 9s. He is a 3rd-generation rodeo cowboy on both sides of his family. Get out! There's a single-digit opportunity, Andy Sires. Oh, yeah. Hey. But he broke the barrier.
Oh my gosh, what's a barrier? What? The barrier is a requirement that you give the calf a head start. You can see the rope is still on the calf before the horse, or as the horse runs through the line. You can tell who tripped that barrier, whether it was the calf or the horse. Either way, you're fined for breaking that barrier 10 seconds. So a 9-1 turns into a 19-1.
Final 4 tie-down ropers, all 22 or younger. 22-year-old Trevor Hale of Perryton, Texas. He's currently number 15 in the world. All-around cowboy last season, won Sisters, Oregon, West Jordan, Utah, and Lovington, New Mexico. That is a heck of a July and August. But 11-6 last night was longer than he needed. Reaches out, taking a chance, and the loop does not fit. Our tie-down roping's falling apart, gents.
I don't think we've made the point yet, maybe subtly. But in most rodeos, if you have a no time, you're out. It's over with, you can go home. But not the way this one is set up. This one, as long as you're still entered, you still got a shot. Now this guy, Tyler Calhoun, who's 19 years old, a lot of people call him Buck, split second and third of the round last night with a 10 flat and won $1,500. He just needs to be faster than a 10-2, and he will take the lead.
You're looking at the top 4. Anything under 19 will get you a 4th place bunny. Get over. If that calf had been standing, he could have been 8-2. Could have been until you hear that sound and he too breaks the barrier. Boys, we don't often say that if you have a broken barrier, you're going to place.
Well, that's why I don't gamble on the rodeos that I announce, because I would lose even more money than I do when I'm not announcing. 19-2 total time for Tyler. But going to be enough to get a check in the top 4 with a barrier. Here's how it all starts as the flea-bitten gray gives chase, and Harris is on the chase for a second title in Houston. Once you catch the calf, you go down that line, tie those 3 legs up as quick as you can, catch your breath knowing you've got one more opportunity in round 3 of our second Super Series. Who's going to win it all tonight? It's Zach Youngblood at the top for $3,000, but here's the money board.
We'll take that $3,000 at the top. Pick it with the big numbers at $4,000, but close behind him comes the Cajun. Luke, you're not far off. That's still tight competition. We say thank you to Boot Barn for bringing us the tie-down roping.
Get ready.
This is the Rodeo Houston Super Series. Here's how it works. We invite 40 of the top athletes in each of our 8 events. They're divided into 5 Super Series. Each one of those events is 3 rounds. At the end of the 3 rounds, the 4 highest money winners advance to one of our 2 semifinals. There are 10 athletes in each of the semifinals. We take the top 4 from semifinal 1 and semifinal 2 and advance them to the championship. The 6 that do not advance from each semifinal round get another chance. They'll go to one of our 2 wildcard competitions. The winner from each wildcard will advance to the championship. They join the others for a shot at the $65,000 with a total purse of over $2.5 million. That's how the revolutionary Rodeo Houston Super Series works.
Get ready. It's going to get rough and rugged. The Bareback Bronc riding center stage when we come back.
Hey folks, if you're 21 or older, pledge to rodeo responsibly as the Miller Lite designated driver. Scan the QR code and receive a complimentary fountain drink or bottle of water. Responsibility has its rewards. Always plan for a safe ride home.
I want to throw out a big thank you to Cavender's Boot City. They are sponsoring our hard-working arena crew. They're down in the dirt, on the chutes, making it all work behind the scenes. Thank you to Cavender's.
And because most of you know, Bob Tallman has a copious vocabulary when it comes to adjectives. Captions are available on your mobile device at rodeohouston.com/captions. We'll make it easy for y'all. Just point your camera at the QR code on the center screens and it will take you directly to our closed caption mobile app.
Oh, look at this. Check yourself out on the video screens. It's the Carnival Cruise Line Cowboy Cam. Bringing out the Wild West in you. You're looking good with that mustache. Ooh, how about a set of horns? Another great looking audience.
Oh, what a beautiful shot. You're looking at chute number 6, our crew. We are ready to ride some bucking horses, and you're going to love it. It's the Bareback riding, and it's sponsored by Chevron. Now, when you think about this guy, Boyd, this is Boyd's favorite cowboy in the Bareback riding, Leighton Berry. He is a 2-time back-to-back champion in Houston. Wins the first round. What can he do today, guys? $3,000 at the top. He holds them. Cole Franks, watch out for Tilden Hooper, and young J.C. Frost.
Let's start with one of the youngest bareback riders here, Cooper Heimberg of Marshall, Missouri. He won the National Western on a horse called Pearl Harbor. Today, he's got a horse called Butterscotch from the Rocky Mountain Company, a 15-year-old mare. Bunches of points in Hugo, Oklahoma. 87 and 88 on this horse last year. Heimberg trying to get a big check. Nice paint.
That horse does not remind me of the candy that came out of my grandfather's pocket. That horse had copious amounts of energy and kick out the back. I think we are going to see a big score for the young man from the Show Me State of Missouri. Toes turned down. Timing and rhythm with the spur stroke. See what the first-year man can give us. 82.5 for 21-year-old Coop.
So you're looking for colorful adjectives, are you guys? Well, I'm going to give it to you with Banger Maine. This might be the match of the day in his mind. We'll see what it looks like in the NRG Stadium Arena for Leighton Berry. Folks, 2 times he's been the winner. Already in the first round, the Super Series 2, he is the leader. 83.5 points last night, that won $3 grand. Watch this horse. They're riding for lots of points. Yeah, reach with them big long legs, get a hold, he did.
There's not many guys, Bobby T, who can do what Leighton just did. Watch how he sits on top of his rigging. You never see any daylight between his butt and that rigging. He sits right on top of it, and when this horse circles back away from his riding hand, he's able to keep his spurring motion going. How about 85 points, and Berry continues to roll on Bayou City soil.
You can smile, Leighton, you can smile. There
He's
smiling.
Here's the number 5 man in the world from Clarendon, Texas, Cole Franks. Won $1,500 on night 1 of our second Super Series as a rematch on a national finals bucking horse from the Serbies called Daddy's Girl. Last time he had this horse, he was 86 in Sykeston, Missouri. Horse comes out to the left, drifts to the right, back to the left. Half the score for how well the horse bucks, the other half for how well the cowboy rides. And this cowboy, when you see the horse change in direction, Cole has his toes turned out. There for every jump. We are watching a bucking horse riding on a Saturday afternoon. How many are they going to give the Clarendon, Texas cowboy? 85 points, and we are tied at the top.
So your next bareback bronc rider is a veteran. He's been doing this a long time. We asked him, what would Orrin Larson today tell Orrin Larson of a young Orrin Larson? And we're not going to have time to get that clip in. He said, though, I'll just keep scratching, clawing, and keep fighting. And that's exactly what Orrin Larson has done his whole career. 33-year-old veteran bareback bronc rider with 9 trips to the national finals. Guardian Angel is a money horse. And I would expect Orrin to make some money with that ride he made on this Saturday matinee.
Boys, they brought their riding boots tonight. Look at there, set their feet. Every one of them has done this. That's why we're hot at the top. 85, 85, 82 and a half. The Canadian, 83 and a half to move into third. Wow, what a pen of horses. What a set of bucket horse riders.
There's a 17-year spread between the youngest bareback rider in the set and the veteran. Here's the vet, Tilden Hooper, at 37 years of age, over $1.5 million in earnings. 9 times he has been to Las Vegas for the National Finals Rodeo. From Carthage, Texas. Circle Eyes, the name of the horse. They were 88 on here a year ago. Depending on the trip this horse has, traditionally will come around to the left. Have to see what Circle Eyes and the Serby family has today.
Let's see what he does with that left foot. Oh, did not make the full turn, Andy.
Well, it's not just that, Bobby T. There's a lot of power in the horse underneath Tilden. And on this pen of bucking horses, you cannot get behind. And when you see that right foot start to drop, I can promise you the judges will not miss a thing on the arena floor, and they're going to dock him for it.
Well, it took a jerking to get him into that position as they ride up to set him down. Scores coming for the man with the fine hair. Where are we going to go with it, Tilden?
There's a guy that thinks you're going to burst in flames for saying that. No score for Tilden. May have been a freehand violation. All right, Lane McGehee from Victoria, Texas. Went to college at Sam Houston State University and won a college national championship. He's got a horse from Rocky Mountain called Barney Fife. Here we go. Oh, yes. Trying to get to those 85-point rides. Right now, you got to be 82 and a half just to get in the top 4. I don't know how many people here remember who Barney Fife or even know who Barney Fife is, because you got to be me and Bob's age to know who Barney Fife is.
The days of Andy Griffith, Aunt B and OP. Oh, we're setting at 77. I don't believe I actually threw them 4 names out like that.
So you know we're discussing how to pronounce Cade Saunier's hometown?
Yes.
I've got 3 different friends on Facebook who private messaged me and told me to pronounce it 3 different ways. I'm going with Stephen Candy. Arnaudville, Louisiana. I had 3 choices. I went with the Cajun.
Well, I got one of those messages last night as well. Andy, let's see what Honcho can do underneath this Cajun. They've been 88 and a half the other day in the final round of San Antonio.
Good horse and a good cowboy. An electric start. The son of a saddle maker and an NFR saddle bronc rider is trying to get back there himself. He was 80 and a half last night. That was worth $750. But Honcho came out with an explosion. It didn't go unnoticed. 87 and a half and a new leader.
You look at the athleticism of that big roan horse. He's got to weigh close, 1,700, 1,750. That big bugger can buck. All right, 1 to go. Let's go to California.
And we're going to end with the youngest bareback rider you're about to see. He's currently number 15 in the world, California Circuit champion Jason Frost. Look at what he did in Fort Worth a month ago. 88, 88 and a half, 89 and a half. That's what he did in Cowtown. Now it's time to do it in H-Town. J.C. Frost on the horse called R. Watson's William Wallace. This is a slot machine bucking horse, an 8-time NFR bucking horse. And if you ride this horse right and well, you can get wealthy.
Great job picking this horse up. Comes out. This horse is going to make just a little rare, but a great mark out. His toes are turned out. His feet hit the bottom of the horse's shoulders before the front feet of the horse hit the ground. 82 and a half for Jasek. Solid effort, but one of the toughest nights of bareback riding we've seen yet.
Pretty consistent. Everybody but the riding pants, set their boots and their feet right. Look at this, reach down, set, rear back. Let the paint do the work. Here you go, Leighton Grimace. Grit your teeth, Daddy. Now, how far forward can you reach? How good did it feel, Big Oren? And that's Cajun pride right there. Leighton says, I'll take a second or a third, no problem with that. Here you go, Kate Saunier. 3,000, Barry Franks and Larson.
Now let's look at the overall money. Leighton Berry still holds on to that top spot, but Kate Saunier is closing in. Cole Franks has $3,000 in his pocket, and Omer Larson sitting in the number 4 spot. Top 4 move on, and we say thank you to Chevron for bringing us the bareback bronc riding.
Stay where you're at. The team roping when we return at Rodeo Houston. Thank you to Houston Methodist, official healthcare providers for the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, and supporters of Rodeo Houston Sports Medicine, caring for our rodeo athletes.
Look at here. Take the baby, take the kids, take yourself, take the whole family autograph time. We're at the Fan Zone, presented by Texas Farm Bureau Insurance. You can meet our Rodeo Houston athletes and bullfighters, Leon Coffee, Rodeo Royalty, and a lot more. Sections 103 and 124.
We would love to have you inside NRG Stadium every day for every performance. We realize that's probably not possible. However, there's other ways you can be a part of us. Join us on Space City Home Network. Join us on the Cowboy Channel. And you can join us as well on Telemundo. As a matter of fact, meet our friends Enrique and Luis, who call the action on Telemundo. Hola, amigos.
Sí, gracias amigos, Janie, Andy, Bob, Boyd, un abrazo a todos ustedes, saludos a los que nos acompañan también aquí en el NRG Stadium. Les invitamos, descarguen su aplicación de Telemundo Texas con toda la acción.
Caballeros, muy buenas tardes. We've been talking about the team of our good friends, Andrew Ward and Jake Long. They feel right at home here in Rodeo Houston.
Outside NRG Stadium, it's just as packed as it is inside. The carnival, the fairway, the center, but inside the rodeo arena, it's time for team roping. 2 by 2, one ropes the horns, the other one ropes the heels, and it's brought to you by Corral Handcrafted Boots. Luis and Enrique were just talking about Ward and Long, and they owned the day yesterday with that 6.9 second run. And there's the money coming into round number 2. The 2 Britton boys are talking about it. Brown and Glenn have pocketed some cash as well.
Billy Bob Brown and Landon Glenn. Boyd just mentioned them. They want to check on our opening night of our second Super Series with a 6 and 9. 2-time collegiate champ for the horns on the right of your screen. That is Billy Bob from Carbon, Texas. Landon Glenn, number 25 in the world from McAllister, Oklahoma. Split Vernal, Utah last summer. Took the title in Belton, Texas as well. There's the nod from Billy Bob coming out from behind the barrier line. 2 horns, now we need 2 feet. Stop it, nice. solid start, 6 flat.
That's exactly what you want to do if you're the first team. So that's already the fastest run of any team in the Super Series. And now that tells the next 7 teams, if you plan on playing it safe, you've got a bad plan. Because the first 2 guys put the pressure on the rest of the field. Now, if you're Andrew Ward and Jake Long and the veterans that they are, who won the round last night, you don't feel pressure. You just, did not see that coming. So that takes him out of the money in round number 2.
Maybe could have waited another jump or 2. After being 6-3 last night, they know how to be fast. That's just the way it is. Let's go to Alberta and Saskatchewan. Our Canadian friends from the north, Clay Ullery. He lives in Valley View, Alberta. He's 32 years old in the blue shirt. He'll be at the head end. Tice McLeod, Waldeck, Saskatchewan. You're going to meet his younger brother in the very next run. Tice, he's healing in the black shirt. Oh, better. And then he only ropes one hind leg. What happens? Well, we put a penalty of 5 seconds on him. Would have been 6 flat. Now it's going to be 11 seconds, but they're in the money at the moment.
See that one leg come out. That's why on the heel side. So here is the aforementioned Team McLeod with Sid Sporer, Waldeck, Saskatchewan, and Cody, Wyoming. You know, Bob just said, let's go to. I'd rather them come here because I don't want to go to any of those places this time of year. I kind of like the climate better in Houston.
I'll go to Cody any time of the year.
I wasn't raised around snow, so I'll stay here.
Okay.
It's mighty pretty at Christmas, otherwise than that. Unless you're a wheat farmer in the panhandle of Texas, we don't need snow.
This team split the win in Caldwell, Idaho, in the sizzling time of August to be in the Treasure Valley. Long reach on the front. Big Sid slides to a stop. 5.8. We just gave the keys to somebody else. They just took the lead in the team roping.
Really important because they had a no time yesterday. So when you have a no time the day before, that's when you got to start throwing Hail Marys. And this one went for a touchdown. Good job. Now, you're turning to Coy and Colton Britton. This is interesting. We've always seeded like the top 40 in the world. But then we added 3 qualifiers, one of them being the Waller County Fair in Hempstead. This team not only won that with a 4-3, they finished second last night with a 6-7. So they qualified through one of our qualifying rodeos, but they're going to end up with one leg. And as you saw already, that is a 5-second penalty. So instead of being 5-5, their official time goes down as 10-5.
All right. The last 3 teams to rope this afternoon had a no time in the first round. Boyd just made an awesome point that if you had a no time last night, you better get some cash today. Yako and Ashford. All right, Jay Brother to head in. Here you go. Well, it's still going to have a penalty of 5, but it is a time. Is a time at 10-8.
Well, the only thing that concerns me is our defending champion on the head side now has to rely on round 3 to see if he can repeat.
Yeah, and the guy that he roped with last year to win the title was in Super Series 1, and he didn't make it back to the final or semifinals either.
Here's another pair of brothers, but this is a Canadian duo. Past Canadian champions Dawson and Dylan Graham of Wainwright, Alberta. The older brother to the horns. They are number 10 in the world. Rockets out a headshot. Whoa!
He threw one heck of a headshot.
I am telling you what, if it was a pitch, it would have been a strike. Watch how far he throws his head loop. And I mean, it goes on tight and quick. 5-4, and they're in the lead.
I'd love to get a close-up of the header's dally, because the header didn't have any rope left to dally. On the heeling side, though, they sat down, and now the boys from Canada are number 1 in Texas. Let's go to our final team that features a world champion header in Kobe Lovell from Midway, Texas. You know, he started off as a bareback rider at 7 years of age. Did you know that? Good thing he turned into a team roper. 7 trips to the national finals, and there's his partner, Ty Arnold. 29-year-old cowboy, 9th season. Bob, you and I seen him record a time of 4.4 in Lago Mar last November.
In a rainstorm, didn't bother Ty Arnold any at all. Reached at him, Colby. Now Ty. No, could have been in the 4s and 5s, had 5 to it. Anyway you look at it, ends up with the penalty at a 10.3. Colby Lovell, Ty Arnold, better luck tomorrow. You still got another shot at 3,000, Andy.
There's one thing I love about this format, but all the teams were taking chances, knowing that there's only one more opportunity to get more cash and to try to advance from our second Super Series. A long pitch on the head side, 2 feet, is what you aspire to catch on the heels. Sometimes it works out. Other times you just coil your rope up and wait for your 3rd chance to do it again. The times were quick. Graham and Graham at the top with a 5 and 4, but here's how they stack up.
On the money board, the way you advance is by how much money. Graham and Graham are tied with Ward and Long, and Britton are in hot pursuit. Brown and Glenn remain in the hunt. Big thank you to the folks that brought it to us. Corral, handcrafted boots.
Everybody get ready for what's coming up next. It's the saddle bronc riding.
Anyone who knows rodeo knows there's nothing more important than safety. That goes for our fans too. The Crown Royal Riders want everyone to make it home safely. As you enjoy Rodeo Houston, please make sure to always assign a designated driver. Crown Royal wants you to drink responsibly. Rain on, Houston.
I try not to ever consider myself jealous, but I would love to have one of these seats. These are the Chenier chute seats. There they are. They're right behind the bucket chutes, and let me tell you, that might be one of the best vantage points anywhere if you're coming to watch the rodeo here inside NRG Stadium.
Well, Andy, I'm going to get a set of bolt cutters and get you a seat. Hey, it's Cavender's Boot City. That's who sponsors our wonderful arena crew. Talented men and women there working the gates, the chutes, the equipment. And it's all sponsored by Cavender's Boot City. How are y'all doing out there today? Hello? You're on the big screen.
The guy with the red hat and the sunglasses stayed up late last night, I'm pretty sure. After the rodeo, look at what you're going to see in the sky tonight. Make sure to catch our spectacular drone show. It happens every Saturday and Sunday night at 8 o'clock. We'll light up the sky with all those drones. They'll form different figures. It's all being presented by ExxonMobil. Don't miss it tonight and tomorrow night and every Saturday and Sunday.
But the next thing you're going to see inside happens to be the event that began our sport. It's the saddle bronc riding, and it's brought to you by Energy Transfer. Tell me if you've heard this story in the past. Zeke Thurston winning around at Rodeo Houston. The past Houston champ drew a great horse called Redial, and the 84-point ride was worth $3,000. Talented field, but I am surprised Q McWhorter did not get a check. Hopefully he can rebound and get one here this afternoon.
Yeah, let's start with Q McWhorter. I watched him in Winston-Salem, North Carolina at the Since World's Toughest score 86 points. He won a college national championship for Cal Poly. He took a reride yesterday. He had 77 points. The judges offered him a reride, and he came back and scored 73. So this is actually his third horse of the second Super Series. A horse called Avenger. Ira Dickinson was 85 in San Antonio. And I think you might see an 80-point ride here as well. As our pick-em men ride in to set him down. The mark-out rule, right? Got to have your heels in contact with the horse above the break of the shoulders. Yes, he did. How about 83.5 for Clinton, also known as Q.
I like to see that golden scarf that he's wearing. That is a scarf for the Golden Circle of Champions for our kids out west and at the NFR. Cancer-ridden children, we give them all we can give. Statler Wright, Prairie Fire. I don't care what kind of a horse you're going to put this guy on. He's going to show you how to set your feet. He's going to show you the click. He's going to show you how to lift on a bronc rein.
This horse has been featured at the National Finals Rodeo in the Bareback ride. I mean, in the Bareback, they've been 91.5 on this horse, Bobby T, and if anybody can do that, we know Statler can.
Well, that was Rocker Steiner at Fort Madison. Now they're going to watch him in the bronc ride. Lift and charge. Click, click, click. All of you want to learn to ride bucking horses. You want to learn to ride them just like that, guys.
There's a reason he's one of the top 5 saddle bronc riders in the world. As we speak, he's the fourth son of 2-time world champion Cody Wright. He had Rusty and Ryder, Stetson and Statler, and now Statler has taken the lead. 86.5 points on the horse called Prairie Fire.
This might be one of my favorite horses going up and down the road today.
He is mine. Just for the record, I don't even have to think about it. This is my favorite bucket horse.
All right. R. Watson's Ed Bishop, the black horse from the Servey family, is the horse that Damian Brennan won the $50,000 on here a year ago. He would catapult that into a trip to the National Finals Rodeo. The man that's climbing aboard from Millerville, Alberta, that's Leighton Green. He has also been to the National Finals 4 different times. With an 80.5 last night, this could be the type of horse, Bob, that he needs to get in the high 80s and challenge the rest of these riders.
Why not go for the 90, and this big, tall Canadian can do it. Leighton Green, young man, 31 years old, we'd call him middle-aged. It paid $50 to win it last year, it paid $65,000 to win it this year.
Horse staying close to the chutes, getting up in the air. And man, he is just so nice. I mean, that long mane and tail makes him look even more flashy. Cool looking black horse stays very close to the bucket chutes. Leighton is firing those feet over the shoulders of the horse. We are tied at number 1, 86.5.
Now, he made a heck of a spur ride, but please remember, half of the points come from the horse as well. Our judges, 1 to 25 in that spread. You'd have to just mark that horse 45, maybe 46.
Want to give me the neck rope, Binion, or what? We'll just pull them up. I got it, Lloyd. I got it.
Dawson down. It's a rematch. He had this horse 2 weeks ago in San Antonio. Scored 81.5. But this is the kind of horse you can be more points than that. And I think Dawson would be the first one to tell you. Ricky Bobby is the horse that they hold the arena record at the National Finals with a 93. There we go, Dawson. Good job, Dawson. There you go. Dawson down was the runner-up champ in Jackson, Mississippi at the Dixie Nationals 2 weeks ago. And he's 3 points higher than he was in San Antonio and 1 point higher than he was last night. 84.5. And let me tip my hat to the Survey Championship Rodeo Company. We have bucked 4 horses, and our scores have been 83.5, 86.5, 86.5, 84.5. That means the horses are even, and they all buck.
How many places you go where an 84.5 gets a golf clap?
I know, I hear you.
Yeah. All right. Second generation Fournier. Chez Fournier, Raceland, Louisiana. Let's see what the Fournier family's doing at home. Eating crawfish, having a cold one. His dad, David, rode at this rodeo years ago. Much better, much better. Hey guys, there's a lot of guys that lose it when a horse turns into a turn like that, Andy.
Well, there's a lot of horses that you've already seen that I would say were a little more honest. This horse has a little bit more change of direction, tries throwing some tricks at Shea, but he will handle it all. 80 is now 5th.
Hey, Janie, do you still have Statler?
I do. I've got Statler right down here.
He had this horse at Omaha. What does Mitchell Story need to know about Storm Warning?
What does Mitchie Story need to know about Storm Warning? But I know you want to talk about Prairie Fire, though, because I can see by the smile on your face that that's what you want to talk about. You said you were a little bit nervous about this horse. They just moved him over from the bareback riding. Did he do what you expected?
Yeah, he did everything I expected. That horse is a great horse, been the NFR. They've been 90 on him a bunch of times in the bareback riding. I knew if I did my job, that horse was going to do his job, so.
Well, you've been doing your job all season long, top 5 in the world standings right now. What have you been focusing on to have such a great start?
Just riding one horse at a time. That's what my dad always told me to do, so that's what I try to do.
Well, one left to go in the Super Series for Statler Wright.
Great horse, Storm Warning, that Boyd just mentioned Statler has had before. And I have to agree, this may be one of the most even sets of horses we have seen yet. Night number 2, traditionally one of the tougher nights in the Super Series for a pen of horses. Story comes back with an 81.5.
And for the record, a quick correction on Dawson Dom. He was not 84.5, he was 85. So congratulations to Dawson. He went up a half point. Now let's go to Lucas Muska. High River, Alberta, Canada. Got a horse called Galpal. Now this is one of the younger horses. How do we know that? Because the brand starts with an A, okay? When you were in the A or B branded horses, you're looking at the younger horses in the Survey string.
Yeah, but they've already been 85.5 points on this colt the other day in San Antonio. You can do this, Lucas. I know she's going to do it. He's trying it. The farther forward you can reach, toes turned out, set your feet, click them back. Little tough to do when they make a big left-hand swoop going for. Watch this now. Horse going to start looking. No, right there, little stumble. Going back to the chutes.
And it is going to be 78.5 for the son of a stock contractor. Now we have world champion Zeke Thurston. Speaking of horses, we asked Zeke, tell us about the horse you have.
Mike Honcho, really good horse. I think that horse went to the finals last year for the first time. They just bucked it the short round of San Antonio. I think they're 88 on it. So really excited for the matchup. Looks good to ride, and if I do my part, she'll be good.
Yeah, he's right. Sage Newman was 88 on this horse in the short round of the San Antonio Livestock Show and Rodeo, which concluded just before we began Rodeo Houston. Folks, you're looking at a 4-time world champion saddle bronc rider. He comes by it honest. His dad, Skeeter, was a several-time NFR qualifier. And a decade ago, at the age of 20, he won Rodeo Houston for the first time. In the next 9 years, he has been unable to repeat. Let's see if we can make it happen for Zeke Thurston. Oh, yes. Look at the jump. Look at the kick out of the horse. Look at it. Okay. We're going to help you all understand. Half the score comes from the horse. Half the score comes from the horse. The other half comes from the cowboy. 1 to 50 on both. What are the judges looking at on the horse? How high and hard does that horse kick out the back end? You see that horse kicking so high? I bet they marked that horse 44 points, and Zeke was just 88 and a half, the highest marked bronc ride of Rodeo Houston 2025.
I told you yesterday he'll go to slipping up on him one round at a time. Californian got a nod. Whoa, how hard do you got to reach? How fast do your feet have to be, Sadler? And here, just try to keep your mind in the middle. Thank you, Lord. Small favors. Everybody happy? Well, kinda. Sadler right, he's happy. But nobody happier than Zeke Thurston. That 88.5 just got him 3,000. Right, Green, and Dom. What a field, Andy.
But look at the money. That's how you move on, and Zeke Thurston could sweep our second series, followed by Dom, Wright, and Green. They are all stacked up. Thank you to Energy Transfer. They bring us our Saddle Bronc Riders.
It's officially known as the steer wrestling. Some call it the bulldogging, but it's next when we come back.
It's time for Entertainer Trivia. Answer the question on the screen correctly, and that will give you a chance to win season tickets to the 2025 Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo.
Hey, I want you to go and meet those beautiful ladies. Champion Cowboys. Take the kids, take a family. That is the Fan Zone. Sections 103 and 124. You need to go by, get a number, get a picture, make a new friend, and we say thank you to Texas Farm Bureau Insurance.
All right, there's our buddy, Leon Coffey. Everybody look at the video screens. The Carnival Cruise Line Cowboy Cam is going to get the Wild West out of you. You all are looking good. Come on, y'all. Smile, wave. There you go. Oh, put the horns on them. Don't take a hooking now. Don't take a hooking. But what are you going to do to those ladies? What are you going to do to those ladies? Okay, howdy. Is dancing around with sunglasses. It is the Carnival Cruise Line Cowboy Cam.
Leon Coffey's happy. So is everyone inside NRG Stadium on a Saturday afternoon as we try to make some steer wrestlers happy. Let's dig in the dirt with the big boys of Rodeo. Big thank you to Mattress Firm. They are going to bring our steer wrestling to us. Last night, it was Trison Calavaya. Fastest time got him $3,000, and the Hawaiian left here with a smile. Louisiana's Martin, South Dakota's Lord, and the Aussie named Travis Monroe got a pretty good piece of the pie.
He's who we're starting with. Travis Monroe, the Queensland Australia. Oh, doggone it. All right, little inside baseball. He's going to have to throw this steer 3 times. All right, what does the rule book say? It says that when the steer is thrown, all 4 legs in the nose have to lie in the same direction and the legs need to be extended. Well, that didn't happen the first time. And the second time, the judge said, no, that one doesn't count either. So Monroe had to throw the steer 3 times. It took him 11.2 seconds.
I don't think he's too happy about that decision. As the tall, handsome Gavin Swallow, here is one of the top 16 in the world from Monkey, Louisiana. Much better, much smoother. Just take that one, boys. Hit 5 flat. He broke the barrier last night. No money won.
The champion at Denver made a heck of a rebound here in round 2, Bob. Carrington, North Dakota's Bridger Anderson. Now, you just watched a collegiate champ. Here's another one. Bridger Anderson for Northwestern Oklahoma State also had a barrier last night. Won the Guyman Pioneer Days. and Lakeside, California. I don't know if you could have two towns that are more different. Guyman, Oklahoma, and Lakeside, California.
Well, yeah, the wind can blow. It can be, in Guyman, the wind can blow 70 miles an hour, and it could be 90 degrees, and the next day you get a blizzard. And that's in the month of May.
You're not going to see that in Lakeside. The only thing they've got a problem with is traffic.
I don't know if you're going to wear a bathing suit in Guyman either.
Maybe 2 days out of the year in May. Maybe. All right, Bridger. When somebody names their kid Bridger and 20 years later they turn out to be a big, handsome booger like this, he broke a barrier last night. Andy, Boyd, you watched him at Casper win a college title. You steer run a little harder. Boy, he did come with that full Nelson when he got him in the spot.
He did, Bob, and this is great body control to pick the steer back up while sliding. Right here, see? He picks the steer back up. To Boyd's point earlier, that steer has to be standing whenever you throw him. He can't stumble down. So great job by Bridger with great awareness.
Well, let's see if the Hawaiian and the horseshoer, Tryson Kalavaea, favorite movie is The American Sniper. Did you know that about Tryson?
I did not.
Well, there you go.
What's his favorite restaurant?
I'm not sure about that. Probably Outback. He's from Hawaii. So
yeah.
He's from Outback. So 22 years old, went to college at Northwestern Oklahoma State University, and now he wants to snipe. Bob's not the only one with a copious number, a plethora of adjectives, okay?
Bob's just ready for dinner.
Aloha. Give me a Mai Tai to go with it. We're off and running.
So hard-running steer.
Woo, boy, is he.
Over the 50-yard line. The groundwork is good, but at 8.1, he's longer than he was last night when he won the round. And it looks like he's going to be about number 3 in the early going. Number 1 in the money, but we got to wait and see if that 8-1 holds on to win third.
How much intestinal fortitude did it take to get off where he got off past the 50-yard line?
I don't know about what, I'm not even sure what intestinal fortitude is, but I can tell you this. It took guts.
Guts.
That must be where the intestinal part comes, right?
I would think so. Cole Walker.
We must have graduated from different schools.
Dang sure different states. Cole Walker comes from Springtown, Texas. That's part in Tarrant County, part in Park County. Oh, it's falling apart up here. That's all I'm going to say. Cole, let's go do your thing, buddy. He broke the barrier last night. This kid ropes calves, team ropes, and steer wrestle.
You know, the one thing about a guy that's 22 is usually in the steer wrestling more than other competitions, it takes you longer to find a good set of horses and a good group of guys to enter with. So it's awesome that at 22, which is young for a lot of our steer wrestlers, he's found a good group to be here in Houston with.
And it would not be uncommon to pay $200,000-$300,000 for a team of horses, or $300,000 for a bulldogging horse. No. He looked, he leaned, he reached, and came up empty.
It would be uncommon for me to spend that much money on a house.
Yeah, you don't have to feed your house.
Let's turn to Eli Lord, Sturgis, South Dakota. We talked about his family yesterday, JB and Levi, but now he finished third with an 8-4 last night. Right now, the leading time is a 5 flat. Then we're looking at a 6-4. And after that, the 8-1. So, 31-year-old cowboy, number 21 in the world standings. From Sturgis, South Dakota. Take your motorcycle up there. There you go. Woo! Big time knockout punch. That's 5.7 is going to put him in second place. And again, now that is going to knock the guys down a few. Number 2 in the round for Eli.
I'm sure there's some people here today from beautiful downtown Angleton, Texas. Where are you from? Anybody Angleton? Landris White calls that home. The 23-year-old champion in Amarillo, Bremerton, Washington. That's a long ways apart. But here is your 2022 Rookie of the Year. Watch this man for his size. He's amazing.
The last 3 months, he's done really well. Oh, a little late on this steer. His horse didn't break. You'll see it in the replay. When Landris nods, the gate pops, the steer leaves, but his horse doesn't. Still at 6 and 9, that's going to put him in the top 3. See how far behind he is, the hazer and the steer? So he's got to ride into position, but his groundwork is flawless, and that's going to move him into the top 3 with a 6.9. He won 3,500 at the qualifier for San Antonio back in November, won 3,600 in Denver in January. So Landers has had a good year.
Well, our final guy to go, Tristan Martin, he actually travels with Trison Calavaya, and we asked him, how much fun do you guys have on the road?
Trison always got some crazy music playing, aloha music, and be driving and wake up in the middle of the night, and you're like, what is that sound? You think you're dreaming, it's just Trison's music.
Trison has aloha music. I guess that must be Hawaiian music in Cajun terms.
Could somebody define aloha music? I mean,
No, Bob. We're not at karaoke. That's tomorrow night.
Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to jump out of my shell.
No, Bob can't hum a few bars. Okay.
$600,000 this man has won in his career. 7 flat last night. Let's do it again. Make it 5. Now, when he thought he was going to be ready to go, the steer decided to have an oops.
This guy loves to hunt. It doesn't matter what it is, he wants to hunt it. 29-year-old cowboy who's been to the national finals twice. Finished second last night with a 7 flat. Going for first today. Put the skids on. Yes! Oh, no! He's going to break the barrier. This is what's going to cost you. Just an inch, folks. Just an inch too quick with your horse. And look how close that is. I mean, it's so minute, but so punishing when it happens.
Boyd said no like a toddler that doesn't want to go to bed. 15 and 8, the punishment. But there is the barrier neck rope coming off the steer as the Cowboys go at a high rate of speed, trying to catch the Corriente. For some, it's a long reach. And when it all comes together, the centrifugal force in all 4 legs have to be pointed in the same direction. A little bit of frustration from Travis. 5 flat is what wins go round number 2, Bobby T.
Well, the money board says 35, 3, 3, and 2. That's tied at the top. Aloha is going to hold him for Hawaii. That's the steer wrestling, and it was all brought to you by Mattress Firm.
Giddy up and yippee-ki-yay. The Cowgirls and the barrel racing when we come back.
The fun doesn't stop after tonight's concert. Get your adrenaline rush or play some games at the Carnival presented by First Community. Taste award-winning wines from around the world at Champion Wine Garden presented by Frost. If you're 21 and over, enjoy dancing and live music at the Hideout every night from 6 p.m. until midnight. Looking for a casual or fine dining experience? The Ranch Saloon and Steakhouse has got you covered. Enjoy some live music and grab an ice-cold beer at the Miller Lite Ice House. Unwind with a drink as you enjoy a live DJ at the Topo Chico Hard Seltzers Oasis. So stick around, there's plenty to do and something for everyone at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo.
There are so many great venues to watch sporting events across this great nation, but we love being inside this great building. When you look around and you see this beautiful sound system, those excellent screens that keep you informed as we go through each and every performance, we want to make sure you check those screens, because on the screen you will find the answer to our trivia question that we asked you a little bit earlier on in the show. The winner will be announced on March 23rd.
Welcome back to Rodeo Houston. We have an awesome crowd outside today and an even better crowd inside NRG Stadium. To kick things off, it is time for the horse race. The ladies' barrel race is about to begin, and what we saw from the results last night, we're going to see some wicked fast times.
Barrel racing coming your way next. Thank you, Janie. And proudly presenting it at Rodeo Houston is S&B Engineers and Constructors. Here's Brittany Posey, the lady, Posey Tanazi, I should say. The lady who had only ran that horse at a jackpot before she brought him to Houston and then recorded the fastest run of the rodeo last night. Jamie Olson in hot pursuit, Sissy Wynn and the great Shelley Morgan all in the conversation.
Ease around the corner, start down the alley from Stephenville, Texas. Erath County Ranch lady, let's do it. Helena Noah said, whoa. Horse took a totally different look at that pattern. That will happen occasionally. You break the pattern, it's a no time.
Yeah, she gets around this first barrel, but you see the horse starting to turn to the left and breaks the pattern, going past that barrel instead of around it, so it'll be a no time. 3 group with Garden City's Jordan Driver. Number 17 in the world, was a little longer than she wanted to be. Now let's tighten them. She will knock over barrel number 1. That's a 5-second penalty for the young lady that won over $9 grand in Denver. So she will stop it with a 1969 once we add the 5.
Yeah, her goal is to win both the CNFR and the National Finals Rodeo in the same season. 7th generation rancher ran into a little trouble on that barrel. Let's take a look now to Shelley Morgan. Eustis, Texas. Here comes the former NFR champion. She finished in the top 4 last night with a 1481. Texas, the louder you get, the harder they ride. Come on, let's ride with Miss Shelley. Morgan across the line in 1492. Columbus sailed the ocean blue.
3 ships that he had and 3 names for the next lady. Jimmy K. Cox. Jimmy K. Cox comes from Pleasant in Texas. That horse is not named La Pinta either. Get a good start. This is a multi-talented woman. She rides, she trains, she breeds good horses, and she is a singing cowgirl. Yeah, get across the line. 1472, guys. I got you a new leader.
And a great start to our barrel race here at Rodeo Houston. And a lot of times in the barrel racing world, we talk about how this can be a difficult arena for these horses to navigate. You have to have an amazing jockey and a horse that really wants to come in and turn. The first barrel, it's a blind barrel, and it can be kind of a tricky angle. We saw here Jordan Driver, she went a little bit by the first yesterday. She tried to help Cyrus around it a little closer today, and they just barely knocked it over, coming around that backside. But like I said, you have to have a horse that wants to come in and wrap a barrel, and that's exactly what our fastest 2 times with Shelley Morgan and Jimmy K. Cox got done. And you can tell they run different directions. Shelley Morgan right there on the buckskin B, Jimmy K. Cox running across. They're in perfect time, matched up here at the second barrel. and right now it looks like they're going to tie as you go into the third. As they head into the third, we start to catch a little bit of a lead, and Jimmy K. Cox takes a step off that third barrel a little bit, and then just runs home with their neck out just a little bit stronger, and that made all the difference between the 14.72 and a 14.92. 1/10 of a second, but it can make all the difference in who's going to be moving on out of the Super Series and who's going to get paid. But what I'm looking at coming up in our next 4 barrel racers, 3-time world champion Brittany Posey Tanazi came out here on a horse that she had never ran at a rodeo before, and she's coming up.
Yeah, we'll all keep our eyes on that one. Thank you, Jenny. Sissy Wynn, 2-time NFR qualifier, Texas A&M graduate from Chapman Ranch, Texas. She was 14.69 last night. Can the Aggie take the lead? Gig 'em. Yes! 14.53. And the best dressed cowgirl, look at her set that barrel back up. Just did it all in one run, including take the lead.
Here's a Montana State Bobcat. Taylor Moykins of Three Forks, Montana. Another collegiate champ who won Jackson, Mississippi back in February. Was 15-15. She's a little wide around barrel number 1. Let's tighten it up, Taylor. Down to barrel number 3. She will travel. Texas, help out a Montana cowgirl. And it will be 15-21, 15-21. We are trending in the wrong direction.
All right. From Northeast Montana, let's bring you back.
Here comes Jamie Olson and her awesome mare, Amy. What a great first barrel as they head into that second. They won a second place check last night, but they are gunning for first as they go into that third. She's a nurse practitioner in her first trip to Rodeo Houston. What a beautiful run they just laid down too. Nice and fast, 14.66, moves them into second yet again, but consistency can help you move along, and this mare was awesome tonight.
Yeah, that matched her first round time. Now to the lady that won the round last night with, get this, a 14.37. Brittany Posey Tanazi, the 3-time champ of the world that Janie talked about just a few moments ago. She was born and raised in Victoria. She graduated from A&M as well. Here comes Brittany, and yep, she's got a chance to sweep 14.46, and she has now won the first and second round of her Super Series. She's on pace to sweep Super Series 2.
Those are the first 2 runs that horse has ever had at a rodeo. It is a game of inches. Couple more inches and that barrel falls as the horse digs in, getting around the barrel. You want to get as close as you can get without knocking them over before you make the final stretch to cross that line. 14.46, and Brittany goes back to back, Bobby T.
Well, it's going to show on the money board as well. She's at 6,000 twice over Sissy Wynn and Jamie Olson. Shelly Morgan put the whoop on him tomorrow. Good job, cowgirls. And all of that was brought to you by S&B Engineers and Constructors.
Well, if you like the ladies in the barrel racing, you're going to love the ladies in the breakaway roping, as that's the second cowgirl contest of the day, presented by Oxy. Last night, who got all the cookies in the cookie jar? Well, we're about to show you. Rayleigh Shepherd came out and stuck one on in 3.4 seconds. Jordan Joe right behind her at a 3.8. Madeline Richards and Sawyer Gilbert rounding out the top 4.
Here's a past Rookie of the Year. Madison Uthier, collegiate qualifier from Utopia, Texas. Young lady's been a 2-time champ of the WPRA. The daughter of an NFR saddle bronc rider. Her mom, an excellent polo player. That is the Madison we are used to seeing. 3.4. Come on, smile for us, Madison. Good run.
Well, and the first one is clean right around the neck. That bell collar catch, and you're under 4 seconds. That sets a bar, puts a little pressure on everybody else. Here's the lady that was 3-4 that Boyd mentioned a moment ago. Braylee Shepherd. She's looking back. I don't know why. Looking ahead would have told her no catch, no time.
Take a quick look. The loop comes out and just does not fall over the head of the calf the way she intended. Looks back to see if she got out. Let's turn now to Tacey Webb. She's won the gold medal at the Salt Lake City Rodeo and Olympic Games. She's a Sam Houston State University grad and a college national champion all-around cowgirl. The ICU nurse, Tacey Webb. Hard-running calf, she reaches and makes it work. I tell you what, that's tough to rope a calf that runs that hard in 3.6 seconds. But the former Bearcat, and yes, they are for real.
My apologies for all of you Bearcat enthusiasts. It is not a mythical creature.
I thought it was a badger when I got to see it on Facebook. Madeline Richards. Gonna go back to the Aggies one more time from Hereford, Texas. That's West Texas now, guys.
Yes, it is.
All around college champion. Breakaway roping, college champion. And she's got 2 swings. It's over. 3-7. She broke the barrier. Oh. 3-6, 3-4 in the lead.
It's a very good look of right in front of the chute where you can see she breaks it before the calf does. And our next cowgirl doesn't want to do that. Katie Williams of Weatherford, Texas. Is number 21 in the world.
I love this horse, Scandal. He stands 13-2 hands. Just a little bitty guy, but a big heart.
Now, come on. You like drama TV. You just like the name of the horse.
Well, no, I do like Scandal. I think it's a great name for a horse. But when all these other big, long-legged horses, you know what it's like to be. You know, anyway, I got a lot of respect for this horse.
There's nothing wrong with being itty-bitty and having fast feet, okay? Comes in handy.
Yes.
Wait till you get to be my age. You like this horse because you don't need a bucket to stand on to get on him. There you go. She looks a lot better on him than I would.
Watched her win Preston, Idaho on this horse. Former qualifier to the NFR, where she won the average back in 2022.
Bob was just Captain Obvious a second ago.
Oh, no. Doesn't fall over the nose. Yep, that's right. Didn't fall over the nose of the calf, and the calf steps in it. So it is going to be a no time for the Parker County Cowgirl, but she's got one more shot tomorrow night.
So we're going to yield the floor to Mr. Tallman on Jordan Joe Hollowball. He has a personal relationship with her. He affectionately calls her a geek.
She's my geek. Raymond's wife, who is one of my heroes, her husband, Raymond Hollowball. And I don't know, the Geek Squad, okay, they got those things. They know everything about electronics.
Yes, he's very technologically advanced. Bob has a printer that will print using Wi-Fi.
I did not know that.
I did not either till Boyd showed me. He does all of my printing. Here reads Joe. Oh, my God. She's smiling. I didn't think she was ever going to throw it. Get out of there with a 6-2, but you got 2 roped. 6 and 2. Oh, my goodness. I was starting to run out of air.
2 remain. Buffalo, South Dakota's Sawyer Gilbert won a world title 3 years ago. Same year she won the average at the national finals. She was 5-1 last night. It was worth $750. See that green rope She has her hammer cocked. She comes out from behind the barrier line. Quick catch.
I don't think it's a legal run. Did the judge flag her out?
I believe so.
Yeah, but wait, the rope's got to pull tight around the calf's neck. And I look down to see the field flag judge. Now, there's the barrier. And if it's a legal run, she's going to get penalized 10 seconds. But because that rope didn't pull tight around the neck of the calf, I believe it's going to ultimately be a no time.
Ultimately, as Boyd says. All right. Ultimately, let's just go ahead and rope 1 and 3. You can do this, Riley George. Stephenville, Texas. Here's another Aggie.
No, the Aggies aren't from Stephenville. She's from Texas A&M Commerce.
That's it.
Riley, number 12 in the world, went to her first national finals last year. And nice, 3.7 is going to move her into the number 3 spot, and that's going to get her a decent check. So way to go for Riley George, the Texas A&M Commerce Cowgirl, has qualified for the College National Finals 4 times, coming off her first NFR appearance. This, you talk about a game of inches now. This breakaway roping, you got to be right where you know when you fire your pistol, you're going to get a bullseye. That's why Jordan Joe tracked that calf as far as she did. Maddie set the pace. Jordan Joe finally smiles. Maddie looks back to make sure the barrier didn't bust. Flick your hair back and smile. You're in the winner's circle.
So this is how we pay it out in the go-round. Madison Uthier rebounds with that 3.4, followed by Webb George and Hollabaugh. But the money, that is what we're playing for. And at the top, you've got Shepard and Uthier tied with $3,000. Look out for Jordan Joe and Tacey. Thank you to our friends at Oxy. They brought us the Breakaway Ropers.
They're big and they're brutal. They're bulls, and we're going to try to ride them when we come back to Rodeo Houston.
Well, as you're looking at those busy men and ladies working the gates, working the chutes, all of that beautiful equipment, we say thank you to Cavender's Boot City.
So visit the Fan Zone presented by Texas Farm Bureau Insurance at sections 103 and 124. Take a picture with your favorite rodeo stars, get an autograph, pick up a Rodeo Houston belt buckle. Let's see you at the autograph session.
Hey y'all, Kyle Irwin here. Glad to be back at Rodeo Houston. It's one of my favorite rodeos of the year. For obvious matters, the payout's amazing, the hospitality's awesome, they treat us great, treat our family great. Another great perk is the Houston Methodist Sports Medicine Team. I'm always checking up after your run, before you run, what you need. Yeah, it's awesome. Houston's always been great. You know, I can't say enough great things about this rodeo, and thanks once again to Houston Methodist.
What a beautiful scene outside NRG Stadium on a gorgeous afternoon that is quickly turning into an evening. And this evening has been special. It's about to get even better with the bull riding. We load the chutes up and say thank you to Rock and Roll Denim for bringing them our way.
Let's take a moment to meet 3 of the most talented men in the world. Oh, let's go to Lane Vaughn first. What happened 18 hours ago? He rode this bull to the outside. Oh, 3,000. Wasey Shala, number 2 in the world, trying to catch him. Jacob Carriage. This is interesting in those 3.
Now let's meet our bullfighters. On the left, we call him the GOAT, the greatest of all time. Dusty Tuckness from Meeteetse, Wyoming. In the center, National Finals Rodeo bullfighter from the great state of Wyoming, Nate Justice. To his left, the fastest man on cleats, Bo Sheets, joins us at Rodeo Houston.
And the man in the middle, 10-time NFR barrel man from Soper, Oklahoma. Welcome, Mr. John Harrison. How you feeling, Johnny?
Feeling good, buddy. Feeling good. Got it.
Taking us straight to the bucket shoots, Bobby T.
All right, bucket shoot number 6, Lane Bond, Klamath Falls, Oregon. Now this is Greg Rhodes' Western Texas College Bull Rider. Whoa, ho, ho. Didn't stop that bull a bit, and his nose right in the iron. Folks, a lot happened in a 20 square foot area. Watch this. Now, get up, bull goes back. He said, I like it right here. Look at him. He doesn't get out. Ooh. That was good bull riding watching.
Yeah, he won the round last night, so the red-headed cowboy will bounce back tomorrow in round 3 of Super Series 2. So we go down to one of our elder statesmen, a Brazilian. Here's 34-year-old Alex Cardoso, now living in Graham, Texas. He's got a bull called the Peacemaker. Stetson Wright had this bull at the National Western, scored 88.5. The bull is 13-3 in his career. Let's see if Alex Cardoso can make peace with the Peacemaker. He qualified to get here by winning the Fort Bend County Fair and Rodeo down in Rosenberg. That was one of those qualifying rodeos that if you win it, you get an invite to Houston. And he won it, got the invite. Last night, it wasn't too good, Alex. Let's hope he gets better right here on the old Peacemaker.
That bull wanted out of there, guys. He wanted out of there. Get back over. Yeah. Beautiful recovery.
Is it just me, or did the bull jump back underneath him and save his bacon?
No, you're 100% right, Andy. 100% right. This bull helps him a little bit. The 34-year-old is out of position right about here, and the fact that the bull went back to the right, the direction that he was about to get bucked off, he's going the wrong way, and the bull says, let me help you here a little bit. I'll come back and get underneath you. Don't get me wrong, there was no quit in Alex, and he has an 81.5-point ride to show for it.
Oh, Alex is going to have to feed in the morning and throw that bull an extra flake of alfalfa. Jordan Spears of Redding, California. Now, hold on. Jordan's got quite the resume. He's won over $1 million. He's a 5-time NFR qualifier. But do not let the name of this bull fool you.
The name of this bull scares the guts out of me.
Soccer Mom. No, seriously. The last time this bull was ridden was nearly a year and a half ago. It happened in Denver in 2024.
Have you ever made a soccer mom angry?
I have a wife, Boyd, and 2 children, so yes.
Okay. There you go.
Well, the soccer mom's got a 93.5% buck off. Think about it, guys. Is he totally unrideable? He has not yet met Jordan Spears. Californians watching today, especially in the North Country, at the little town of Redding. They've got a great rodeo in the middle of the summer. Get it over, get it over. He's doing everything he can. That bull just standing there going, go ahead, do all you want to do. Ooh.
They got a halter on the bull because this bull has a tendency to flip over. And they want to keep that halter on him so he's tied in.
Man, now.
I believe this bull's had some up-close encounters with our cameramen in the past as well.
Yeah.
Bull's got a lot of gums on his horns. You don't want that wiped off on your shirt.
There's Shad Smith. He's the guy that owns this Survey bull. And he's the one holding that rope over by that slide gate. And what's happening? Told you. Soccer mom.
So much for the halter.
See how that bull has got his leg mashed up against the gate? Just mashing his left leg up against that gate.
Now he's hitting with both horns. They're not made out of rubber, folks. They're hard and they hurt. And he's been hit by the right horn and the left horn. I know he's got a helmet on.
I'm pretty sure there were a lot of people here who thought they were made out of rubber, Bob, so I'm glad you pointed that out.
Thank you.
Yes.
It's just part of my agricultural world.
There you go. You have experience with it, that's why.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the thing. I'm going to just get this out real quick. This bull's been ridden 7 times, and 6 times that they've been ridden has been by right-handers. This guy rides left-handed. Scotty Knapp. Albuquerque, New Mexico. Another great 34-year-old veteran. He's still clicking, though, folks. He was 85 in Denver, 85 and a half in Yuma, Arizona. NFR qualifier. He's on a bull called Anthrax, an NFR bucking bull. The bull is 28-7.
Right on that flag.
That's 88% against
Buck
Here.
He says buck him.
Here.
Come on, Scotty.
Yes.
A veteran cowboy and one of the best moments we've seen up to this juncture.
And only the second left-handed cowboy to ever ride that bull. The bull turns back into his hand. Knapp sets the mark. How about 88 points? And New Mexico is for real.
I swear he's projecting himself to the end of this rodeo wearing that retro Brooks and Dunn shirt. He wants to stay around for the later shows.
I don't care if he wears it 10 days in a row. Let's go back to Jordan Spears, a Californian. Now they fought this bull. He's going to get up, get on his rope, and get out of there. Remember, this is the bull we call the soccer mom. Here you go to the left. Right foot slid out of there like somebody had greased it. No hold whatsoever.
There's so much power from this bull too. I mean, you can see he's throwing his head, but his body, that bull is all muscle. And when that right foot comes loose, he comes down off the left and gets the full force of that non-rubber horn.
Right in the back. Ouch. So as we turn to Jackson Ward, for those of you who are long-time rodeo fans, you'll probably remember his dad, Jed. His dad rode both the professional rodeo and the PBR from Goddard, Kansas. He won the big extreme bull riding in Topeka, Kansas over New Year's Eve. Ward has a bull called Choir Boy. 52-7, 87% buck off. But now with Jackson, not today. Come on, Jackson Ward. Great work by Nate Justice. Folks, I want you to watch the guy in the gray hat, the bullfighter. The bullfighter in the gray hat, watch this. He's gonna recognize whenever Jackson's in trouble. And he's gonna swoop in, you see that? Slap the bull on the face to make sure Jackson gets away. All 3 guys were in hot pursuit. How about it for your bullfighters? Show them what they're worth.
That 82 by Jackson Ward makes us a little more crowded on the leaderboard. Jade Frost. Got a national finals bucking bull, Bobby T. They named after my wife. This is smoking hot.
Yeah, I'll buy that.
You're right.
Yeah.
You are so right, but you also are a suck-up. And I love you for both.
True to myself.
Okay, Jay. You can be smoking hot as well. Now this bull is 21-5. TJ Gray, Jake Gibson both been 87-88. You do it, upper body. Ooh. He tried, guys. He tried.
Well, if your last name is Frost, that's the only thing you know how to do is try. There's no quit in any of them, including his older brother Josh, who's the reigning world champion. Yeah, Joe, we all know the great things he did as a bull rider. Tough luck for Jake Frost. Hey, me and Andy are not very good at speaking Australia, but Jacob Carige is from there, and we asked Jacob, what's the difference between rodeo in the U.S. and Australia?
I think just the crowds here, like the pressure, the money, it's so much bigger. It's on a big scale here. Houston's the biggest. It's awesome.
It's bigger. It's bigger in Houston.
Can't use your yards.
That's what we've been told. Stop using your R's.
Well, Janie Johnson married an Australian, so she was giving us tips on how to improve our Australian accents.
Stetson Wright has had this bull that Jacob has drawn, Ringling Road, 3 different times where he made it to the whistle. He was 88 in Denver, and then 89 and 91 and a half in San Antonio. Big numbers on this bull. Whoa!
Whoa! If you don't get popped in the chops.
Did the bull get his helmet? I think his helmet may have came down right in the middle of the horns of that bull. Let's watch carefully, because this bull clicks Jacob's heels, and let's see if his headgear comes down right there. I mean, like a baseball bat in T-ball. Here's a different look. Watch this. This could get ugly. Bam! I believe if that was on a football field, it'd be a 15-yard penalty, and you're probably going to get ejected from the game.
I'm not sure, but I think he might have broke that hit with his left arm, with his free hand. Okay, Wasey Shala, all you have to do is be 88 and a half to go to the lead. Here is the number 2 man in the all-around, the number 1 man in the world standings today. The bull we call Dialed In. Now we talk about Stetson Wright and the high scores. He's already been 89 on this bull in Denver. He's a right-hander. That's to his advantage. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Oh, no.
It's called the well. It's called the well, and you don't want to go in it. What is the well? The direction of the spin of the bull. And if you go into the well, down into that direction of that spin, bad things often happen. I'm just glad, even though he's not going to get a marking, he's not going to get punished physically either. Folks, that's a young gun right there. He's only 19 years old. Let's invite him back to Houston.
Oh, you watched him get ready, and somebody said, warm it up. Red helmet. Oh, it's all about rapping, not slapping. Watch the free arm. You do not want to come around with that. Upper body makes a difference. No body. No difference there. He's gone. There is the slap rap. That would have killed anybody else. Woo! Folks, they laugh about it. They're serious about firing their pistols at him. Scotty Knapp, only 3 today. You're the man at 3,000. Ward Cardozo, good for you.
Total money on the board, it is even. It's going to come down to a one-header tomorrow. Knapp and Vaughn have the advantage at 3,000. Ward and Shala in hot pursuit. But it's anybody's game when we get to round 3 in the bull riding, presented by Rock and Roll Dental. Up next, a very special tribute